So now, instead of buying new overpriced batteries every time one gets old or dies, people can recondition and reuse their old batteries instead, saving them thousands of dollars on the cost of batteries over their lifetime. Over this past year alone, over 19,541 people have already successfully used these very same methods to bring their old batteries back to life again. People like Jeff Dobbins from Savannah, Georgia, who was able to recondition his old car battery in only 25 minutes with our simple methods. His old car battery was once completely dead, but now works like new again, saving him $120 on a new battery. And then there's Jen Simmons from Sacramento, California. She reconditioned several dead car batteries, a cell phone battery, a drill battery, as well as several other types of dead batteries with these exact same simple methods, saving her over $400 on batteries so far. Or Frank Murray from Adelaide, Australia. He used the same simple methods you're about to discover in this presentation to quickly bring 2 dead car batteries back to life again. And then there's Cecile Neal from Ottawa, Canada. She reconditioned 17 old batteries back to life again. The methods are so simple to do, she even said her son is using them now. And with these simple techniques, you can not only save thousands of dollars over your lifetime by reusing old batteries instead of buying new overpriced batteries, you'll also have the ultimate peace of mind. Because if the batteries in your family's essential electronics, vehicles, or devices ever die when you need them most, like in a power outage, you'll be able to bring those batteries back to life again in a matter of minutes. So you and your family are never without important, even life-saving devices when you need them most. If this interests you, then you really need to watch this short presentation today while it's still up. This is probably not like anything you've ever seen before. And I should warn you that in a couple minutes, you'll probably be upset you've been paying so much for new, overpriced batteries over the years. But I don't know how much longer I can leave this free presentation up. So watch this right now while you still can. Before we continue, let me quickly tell you who I am and the shocking way I discovered this. At first, I didn't want to tell you the story. It's painful and felt too private to share. However, these painful events led us to the incredible discovery that now lets us bring nearly any type of battery back to life again, which has already saved my wife and I thousands of dollars and has even allowed us to power our home with off-grid energy. And I know this is far too important to hide. So here's what happened. Now, like I mentioned, my name is Tom Ericson. I live right outside of Charleston, South Carolina with my wife and 3 children. And it all started the day my wife anxiously whispered in my ear, "It's either food for the kids or this battery." I was standing next to her in the mechanic shop, and I remember the look of fear and anxiety on her face when she said that. It was heartbreaking, and I was ashamed things had come to this. My car's battery should have lasted another 2 years, and with my hours at work recently getting cut back, my wife and I couldn't afford another brand new battery right now. We were already barely scraping by and needed the last $200 in our bank account for bills. And more importantly, to buy food to feed our children that week. So when the mechanic told us it would be $180 to replace my car's battery, it felt like a dagger to my heart. 3 weeks prior, we spent $190 on another new battery for my wife's SUV, and that battery should have lasted another 1.5 years. We also had to replace my laptop battery, a few AA and AAA batteries, even my drill battery, all in the same month. With our tight funds, it was a financial nightmare. But this new car battery was going to push our total battery expenses to over $450 this month. And I knew if we purchased this new car battery, it would be the final nail in our family's financial coffin. The situation felt desperate, and at this time, I didn't know much about batteries and just figured there wasn't much I could do. I thought batteries die, and when they do, you have to replace them with new expensive batteries. So when we were left with the decision to either get a new car battery or use the last $200 in our bank account to purchase food to feed our children that week, the decision was pretty easy. So we left the mechanic shop in my wife's car and shared rides for the next 3 weeks while I searched around to see if we had any other options besides buying a new expensive battery for my car. I searched everywhere and talked to anyone who knew anything about batteries, but it seemed like we had no other options. I was devastated. And just when things started to look hopeless, I discovered the secret that finally changed everything for our family. I met a man named Frank Thompson. Now, I used to work for a golf cart company, and oftentimes we'd get in old golf carts, and the used batteries in the golf carts would be completely dead. So we'd have to take them out and replace them. And by the end of each month, we'd always have a huge collection of old dead batteries just lying around. But like clockwork, there used to be a man named Frank Thompson that would come by each month to collect the dead batteries. We used to call Frank the Battery Man. My manager had no clue why he always wanted our dead batteries. He was just glad to get rid of them so they were out of our way. But Frank must have known something about dead batteries that we didn't. Otherwise, why would he spend all this time hauling them away? For free. So the following month, when Frank came in again, I nearly cornered him and asked him what he did with all our dead batteries. I recondition them and sell them for a nice profit, he said. How do you do that? I asked. They're completely dead. He just smirked and said, that's my secret. Sorry, pal. I immediately started wondering if this would also work on my car's dead battery. So I asked if he knew how to recondition any other kinds of batteries besides dead golf cart batteries. And when I asked that, his eyes lit up, and he proudly exclaimed, I can recondition almost any kind of dead battery. Anything from car batteries to power tool batteries, to laptop batteries, to cell phone batteries, to rechargeable batteries, even solar power batteries, deep cycle marine batteries, and forklift batteries, plus a whole lot more. Right away, I knew this was the solution I was looking for. I could hardly contain myself and basically begged Frank to teach me his battery reconditioning methods. He had a busy day and was a little reluctant at first, but luckily Frank is a really good guy, and when I explained to him my situation, he gave in. And in the next 30 minutes, he showed me exactly how to recondition several types of batteries using just a couple simple steps. To be honest, I was pretty shocked at how fast and easy it was. I was thinking it was going to be something technical, time-consuming, or hard. But nope, it really couldn't be easier. And not just that. To recondition these batteries, he only used a couple inexpensive things that most people already have sitting around in their kitchen or garage. So right when work ended that day, I rushed to my wife's work to pick her up because we were still sharing her car at this point, and we headed straight to the mechanic shop where my car and its dead battery were still at.